The internet is officially losing it. Twitter is exploding, Instagram is on fire, and fans all over the world are screaming into their screens. YNW Melly has allegedly lost it after a shocking new piece of footage surfaced. Emotions ran high as the streets filled with whispers, and the drama online escalated faster than anyone could keep up with. Memes were being made before the smoke even cleared. Fan theories were spiraling out of control, and everyone from die-hard supporters to casual listeners couldn't believe what they were seeing. Sources say this isn't just another track drop or viral clip. This is something darker, something that cuts deep, and it has left Melly reeling in ways no one expected. Allegedly, a close friend, someone Melly trusted with his life, dropped new murder footage, and the streets are buzzing that it might reveal secrets no one was ready for. Fans believe that this footage could change everything, not just for Melly's career, but for his freedom, his reputation, and the people closest to him. The reactions have been wild. Clips of Melly in the studio looking shaken, phone calls screaming in panic, and even leaked audio of late-night confrontations are spreading like wildfire. Rival rappers are low-key gloating, some fans are crying, and a few loyal supporters are claiming it's all a setup. The chaos is total, and the tension, unbelievable. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This story blends real events, rumors, and dramatized scenes for entertainment purposes. Nothing here is confirmed, and some scenes are purely fictionalized, but trust me, the suspense is real. So, what really happened when Melly saw the footage? How did one friend's decision send shockwaves across the internet and the streets? Here's what really happened. The night it all started was supposed to be just another studio session for YNW Melly, a late night vibe with beats blasting, headphones on, lost in music. But sources say that when his phone started blowing up, everything changed. Notifications stacked so fast it looked like the device itself couldn't keep up, and then one message appeared that made his blood run cold. "You need to see this before it goes public." Melly paused, his fingers hovering over the screen. At first, he thought it was another troll or a clout chaser trying to get attention, but something in the wording felt different, urgent, dangerous. Allegedly, the link led to footage that would shake the streets and the internet alike. He clicked. The images were raw, unfiltered, and allegedly tied to incidents from years back, things he had hoped were long buried. Sources say he dropped his phone in shock, his heart racing as adrenaline surged. Fans online immediately picked up on the chaos. Twitter went wild, Instagram stories erupted, and hashtags like #MellyMeltdown and #FootageLeak trended worldwide. Emotions ran high. Some supporters were panicked, posting, "The streets are on fire," while others screamed about loyalty and betrayal. Rumors flew about doctored clips, setups, and revenge from rival rappers, and the frenzy only intensified as more details allegedly leaked. Allegedly, Melly immediately called his lawyer, pacing his mansion as his voice cracked with anger. "You're telling me my own friend did this? My friend dropped it?" he shouted, sneakers squeaking on the polished floors. The lawyer tried to calm him, but sources say the tension was palpable. "This isn't just music, it's my life, my family, my team. We trusted him." Allegedly, Melly slammed doors, made frantic calls, and convened his inner circle to figure out what was going on. The sense of betrayal was crushing. Meanwhile, his family and closest friends were frantic. Sources say they pleaded with him to stay calm, to think before acting, but every text, every social media post seemed to pour gasoline on the fire. Fans speculated endlessly, debating if the footage was real, staged, or some combination. "It's giving setup," one fan tweeted, while another cried, "Loyalty was tested, and he got burned." Allegedly, a rival rapper was low-key gloating, posting cryptic lines about secrets being exposed, and the internet went wild with theories. Late into the night, Melly allegedly held a private meeting with his closest confidants. In a dimly lit room, voices were raised. "Emotions raw, we need a plan," Melly allegedly said, slamming his fist on the table. "If I don't act now, they control the story. I won't let them win." Sources say one associate muttered quietly, "If this leaks any further, there's no coming back." Allegedly, Melly spent hours analyzing the footage, replaying moments frame by frame, trying to understand why his friend would betray him and who else might be involved. Fans were obsessed, dissecting every frame of leaked clips, spreading theories, and debating authenticity. Allegedly, Melly's phone calls to the friend who leaked the footage were explosive. "You were supposed to have my back," he allegedly screamed. The friend's reply was cryptic, almost cold. "You'll see the bigger picture soon, don't overreact." That response, insiders say, only fueled Melly's paranoia and anger. Social media frenzy wasn't limited to fans. Sources say media outlets jumped on the story, speculating on potential legal ramifications, court drama, and alliances gone wrong. Allegedly, leaked audio surfaced of Melly shouting late at night, "Do you know what this does to people? To me? To my team?" And ending with a whispered threat, "Anyone involved, watch your back." Clips of the audio went viral, dissected and remixed, driving the chaos even higher. By morning, Melly was reportedly exhausted, pale, and red-eyed from stress, pacing his mansion as his family tried to calm him. Street-level reactions were intense, conversations buzzing in corners, car stereos blasting updates, and fans gathering near his neighborhood hoping to glimpse the man at the center of the storm. Allegedly, one associate said, "He's spiraling, but he's also plotting. This isn't over." Rival rappers weren't staying quiet either, posting cryptic lines and videos hinting at insider knowledge, and fans immediately speculated about old grudges and beef. The tension escalated further when Melly allegedly confronted the friend in person. Sources claim it was a fiery, explosive meeting in a quiet warehouse, voices rising, accusations flying, doors slamming. "Why would you do this to me?" Melly allegedly screamed, shaking with emotion. The friend allegedly responded calmly, almost eerily, "You'll understand soon. This is bigger than both of us." Allegedly, this confrontation included threats, apologies, and confessions all tangled together, leaving Melly more tense and paranoid than ever. By nightfall, rumors emerged that a rival rapper was planning a diss track, mocking Melly and stirring the streets. Fans erupted on social media, debating the authenticity of every leak and audio clip, wondering whether Melly would retaliate, stay silent, or go public with his own footage. Allegedly, he spent the night strategizing, consulting lawyers, confronting allies, and even secretly recording a new track to address the chaos. The city slept uneasily, but Melly was wide awake, caught in a web of betrayal, paranoia, and a storm that could destroy everything. Allegedly, just as the sun began to rise, a new piece of information surfaced. A development so shocking that sources say even Melly didn't see it coming. Every friend, rival, and fan was now watching, waiting to see what he would do next. The streets were on fire, social media couldn't keep up, and one question dominated the internet. How does Melly respond when loyalty is shattered, trust is gone, and the world is watching every move? By the time the sun rose over Miami, YNW Melly was already deep into crisis mode. Allegedly, the leaked footage wasn't just circulating, it was dominating every corner of the internet. Fans on Twitter were dissecting every frame, Instagram Reels were spliced with wild theories, and TikTok compilations had gone viral in minutes. The streets were buzzing. "It's giving setup," one fan posted, while another typed, "Melly lost it, the whole city is watching." Every phone in the city seemed to carry the drama, and Melly's phone had become a non-stop alarm, buzzing with updates, screenshots, and threats. Sources say he hadn't slept, hadn't eaten, and was pacing the floors, trying to figure out who could be behind this catastrophic leak. Allegedly, his first call was to a rival rapper's camp, the one who had low-key gloated about secrets being exposed. "You had something to do with this, didn't you?" Melly allegedly growled, his voice tense over the line. The other side laughed, teasing, "Funny how some people can't keep their own friends in check." Melly slammed his phone down, muttering under his breath, "This isn't over." The feud instantly made headlines online, with fans fueling rumors that a larger gang of rivals was orchestrating chaos. Allegedly, some posts hinted at secret collabs between his enemies and the person who leaked the footage, and fans were losing their minds trying to untangle the web of betrayal. Sources say Melly's lawyer was on high alert, advising him on legal moves, but Melly was furious. "I don't need legal advice, I need action," he allegedly shouted. "I trusted him, and now everyone thinks I'm weak." Allegedly, late-night meetings were held in hidden locations, dimly lit rooms where Melly and his inner circle strategized over ways to control the narrative. "We need to get ahead of this," a close friend allegedly said. "If we don't, the streets and the media will destroy you." But Melly wasn't just thinking about damage control, he was thinking about revenge, protection, and loyalty. Allegedly, a tense debate erupted about confronting the friend who leaked the footage in person, with arguments heating up about risks, trust, and whether confrontation was smart or dangerous. Meanwhile, the media frenzy was escalating. Allegedly, a local news outlet claimed sources say new footage could implicate Melly in ongoing cases, sending fans into overdrive. Social media posts exploded with speculation. Some believed it was doctored, some insisted it was real, and some swore it was a setup by rivals who wanted him out of the game. Fans were creating reaction videos non-stop, and allegedly, influencers were being flown in to cover what some were calling the meltdown of the decade. Clips of Melly pacing, allegedly captured by paparazzi, went viral immediately, his face pale and eyes red, looking like someone who had seen the storm coming and couldn't stop it. Allegedly, Melly finally confronted the friend who had leaked the footage. The meeting took place in a nondescript warehouse at night, guarded and tense. "Do you understand what you just did?" Melly allegedly shouted, fists clenching. "This isn't just me, it's my whole life, my family, my team." The friend, surprisingly calm, allegedly replied, "You'll understand soon, I had no choice." This needed to come out. Melly's anger reportedly boiled over, and sources claim he slammed his phone against the wall in frustration. Friends intervened, trying to calm the situation, but the tension was raw, almost unbearable. Allegedly, the confrontation lasted hours, with accusations flying, threats whispered, and confessions tangled with denials. Meanwhile, the streets continued to erupt. Fans gathered near Melly's neighborhood, chanting, filming, and speculating. Social media became a battleground. Allegedly, one viral video showed a supposed ally leaking additional screenshots of conversations, making it seem like Melly had double-crossed his own team. The caption read, "Loyalty was tested and failed." Fans were screaming in disbelief. Some cried for him, some attacked him online, and some simply waited for the next clip, the next revelation, the next scandalous moment. Sources say that Melly's paranoia skyrocketed, and he began taking extreme precautions, private entrances, new security protocols, and encrypted messages to his closest friends, allegedly to regain control. Melly secretly recorded a track addressing the chaos. In it, sources claim he vented his frustrations, loyalty betrayals, and fears. Lines so raw and emotional that insiders say the track made listeners feel like they were inside his head. Fans went wild online, dissecting every lyric, claiming they could hear the truth behind the words. "He's speaking for all of us," one fan wrote, while another tweeted, "It's like a confession and a warning all in one." Allegedly, rival rappers heard snippets of the track and panicked, realizing that Melly might be about to respond publicly in a way that could shift the narrative entirely. Meanwhile, courtroom drama allegedly loomed in the background. Sources say that Melly's lawyer warned him that the leaked footage could be used in ongoing legal cases, potentially complicating matters and drawing unwanted attention. Allegedly, Melly brushed off the warnings at first, but insiders claim his team scrambled to gather evidence, consult experts, and even hire private investigators to trace the origin of the leak. Fans speculated endlessly, some claiming, "The courts are watching and the streets are watching even closer." Allegedly, secret meetings took place, audio recorded, and discussions about potential strategies were leaked, fueling a firestorm online. As the week unfolded, unconfirmed rumors began to swirl about a rival rapper plotting a diss track aimed directly at Melly. Allegedly, snippets were leaked online, lyrics mocking the leaked footage, calling out friends, and teasing betrayal. Fans immediately jumped on it, dissecting every word, every pause, every line. Social media erupted with speculation about beef, alliances, and revenge. Allegedly, Melly's team even attempted to buy the rights to take down the clips, but the content had already gone viral, spreading faster than anyone could contain it. Inside Melly's circle, tensions allegedly reached a breaking point. Some friends advocated for silence, others for confrontation. "We can't just sit back," one ally reportedly said. "If we do, they win. If he does, it could get messy, but at least it's controlled." Melly allegedly considered both options, pacing the floors, frustration and paranoia mixing in his mind. Sources say he spent hours going over footage, conversations, and social media posts, trying to predict the next move in a game where the rules kept changing. Allegedly, by nightfall, Melly decided to take matters into his own hands. He arranged a secret meeting with the friend who leaked the footage again, this time with witnesses from both sides present. Tension reportedly crackled in the room. "You think this ends here?" Melly allegedly asked, voice low but icy. The friend responded calmly, "You'll see soon, this isn't personal, it's bigger than either of us." Sources claim the cryptic reply left everyone in the room on edge, and some even feared for what might happen next. Outside, the streets remained alive with chaos. Fans were posting theories, reactions, and alleged insider tips, some claiming Melly would strike back, some saying the fallout could end his career, and some insisting it was all a staged event. Social media became a non-stop news cycle of speculation. Allegedly, a few influencers even staged fake inside leaks, adding to the frenzy and making it impossible to tell fact from fiction. As night deepened, sources claim Melly retreated to a hidden studio, determined to regain control through his music. Allegedly, he recorded for hours, pouring every ounce of emotion, betrayal, and fear into every track. Friends watched, unsure whether the recordings were therapy, strategy, or a warning to those who had crossed him. Allegedly, snippets leaked online within minutes, fans dissecting every line like clues in a thriller. "The streets are on fire," one viral tweet read, and Melly just wrote the map. Melly was exhausted, paranoid, and fully aware that the fallout from the footage was far from over. Allegedly, rival rappers were plotting, friends were questioned, fans were obsessed, and the media wouldn't stop pressing. Sources say that even insiders couldn't predict what he would do next. Every step, every decision could either stabilize the storm or make it explode into chaos the likes of which Miami had never seen. And the question on everyone's mind, from the streets to social media to the studio, was the same. What is YNW Melly planning, and will anyone survive the fallout? As the days dragged on, the chaos surrounding YNW Melly reached a fever pitch. Allegedly, every corner of the internet had a new theory, a new clip, or a new inside source claiming to have information about the leaked footage. Twitter couldn't keep up, Instagram was flooded, and TikTok exploded with reaction videos that spread faster than wildfire. Fans were split, some believed it was all real, some swore it was staged, and some were convinced that rival rappers were orchestrating the entire spectacle from behind the scenes. Allegedly, Melly's phone had become a non-stop ringing nightmare texts, calls, DMs, and even cryptic voice notes that sent shivers down his spine. Courtroom drama allegedly began to loom as lawyers warned that any public acknowledgement of the footage could have legal consequences. Sources say Melly spent hours meeting with attorneys, debating strategies that could protect him legally while also controlling the narrative online. Allegedly, he leaned back in his chair, exhausted, muttering, "They think they can play me. They don't know who they're dealing with." Meanwhile, whispers circulated that someone in his circle might have been leaking details intentionally, creating a web of paranoia that even close friends couldn't untangle. Allegedly, in the midst of all this, Melly secretly met with a mysterious figure who claimed to have connections to the original leak. Sources say the meeting was held in an abandoned warehouse, the kind of place where shadows danced along the walls and trust was in short supply. "Why bring me here?" Melly allegedly asked, voice sharp and wary. The figure leaned in, smirking. "You're in over your head, but there's a way out. The question is, can you trust me?" Allegedly, Melly's jaw tightened, eyes darting around the empty room. Every second felt like a test, and loyalty was stretched thinner than ever. Meanwhile, back on the streets, fans were not waiting for answers, they were creating their own. Viral reaction videos dissected every frame of leaked footage, claimed insider calls were being analyzed for hidden messages, and fan theories ran wild. Some said rival rappers were feeding clips to stir chaos. Others insisted Melly had staged the entire thing to boost streams. Sources claim that at one point, a fake audio clip surfaced, allegedly showing Melly making threats against a rival. Twitter erupted, with hashtags like #MellyVsTheWorld trending for hours. Allegedly, Melly's team had to issue denials, but the damage was done, fans were addicted to the drama, and the streets were buzzing non-stop. The pressure inside his inner circle was almost unbearable. Allegedly, one friend argued for keeping quiet and focusing on the music, while another insisted on confronting the person who leaked the footage immediately. Tensions escalated to the point where arguments became explosive. "We can't just sit back," one ally reportedly shouted. "This is bigger than any song or court case. This is about survival." Melly, sources say, spent hours weighing his options, pacing through his mansion like a man preparing for battle, every muscle tense, every thought racing. Allegedly, a rival rapper took the opportunity to escalate the feud. A diss track snippet leaked online, mocking Melly and the leaked footage, and fans immediately speculated about secret collabs between enemies and the original leaker. "It's giving betrayal," one fan tweeted. "He's being set up and the streets know it." Allegedly, Melly's lawyers scrambled to issue cease and desist notices, but the clips had already gone viral, shared and reshared countless times. The tension wasn't just online, the streets were talking, friends were whispering, and Melly's paranoia grew by the hour. Allegedly, Melly decided he had to confront the friend one last time. This meeting, sources say, was tense beyond belief. In a secluded location, Melly's voice allegedly shook with rage. "Do you know what you've done? You put me, my family, my team, everyone at risk." The friend allegedly responded coldly, "It wasn't personal. This had to happen." Allegedly, the confrontation escalated, voices rising, doors slamming, fists nearly thrown, until Melly's closest confidants intervened. Friends say the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. At the same time, court rumors swirled. Sources claim that legal advisors warned Melly that the leaked footage could be used in ongoing cases, complicating his situation dramatically. Allegedly, secret meetings with investigators were held to trace the origins of the leak, while online speculation about the footage's authenticity and potential consequences exploded. Fans were obsessed, analyzing every detail, commenting on every clip, and creating endless theories. Some swore the footage was fake, others believed it was authentic, and some insisted it was part of an elaborate plot to destroy Melly's career. Allegedly, Melly poured his emotions into his music, recording late at night in a hidden studio while friends watched silently. Every lyric, every bar, was said to reflect betrayal, paranoia, anger, and a warning to those who crossed him. Snippets leaked almost immediately, causing an online frenzy. Fans were dissecting lines, trying to figure out which friend he was referring to, which rival rapper was being called out, and which secrets were being revealed. Allegedly, rival rappers panicked when they heard the snippets, realizing Melly was about to reclaim control of the narrative in a public, explosive way. Meanwhile, back on social media, chaos continued to spread. Sources claim influencers and fans created fake leaks, insider audio, and doctored clips, making it impossible to distinguish truth from fiction. The streets were alive with speculation, debates, and conspiracies. Allegedly, some posts suggested that Melly might go on a public tirade, while others hinted at a secret alliance with someone previously thought to be an enemy. Every clip, every rumor, every whispered phone call added fuel to the fire. Allegedly, Melly's family tried to intervene repeatedly, pleading for calm. "You have to think this through," one relative reportedly said. "Every move you make is being watched." But Melly was determined. Sources say he spent hours weighing every option, deciding whether to strike back, stay silent, or release evidence of his own. Loyalty had been tested, trust was gone, and every choice felt like a gamble. Then came the night that allegedly changed everything. Sources say Melly arranged a clandestine meeting with both the friend who leaked the footage and a rival rapper allegedly involved in spreading chaos. The warehouse was tense, shadows long, voices low and menacing. "You think you can play me?" Melly allegedly asked, voice icy. The friend and the rival smirked. "It's bigger than you," they said in unison. Allegedly, the confrontation lasted hours, accusations flying, threats whispered, and every second felt like it could explode into violence. Meanwhile, social media was watching everything unfold, real or staged. Fans couldn't tell. Allegedly, live snippets of the meeting were leaked, causing Twitter to erupt. "It's giving full-on meltdown," one fan tweeted. "The streets are literally burning. Every rumor, every snippet, every leaked detail was dissected again, and remixed into memes, conspiracy threads, and viral videos." Sources say that even Melly's closest friends were struggling to keep the chaos contained, knowing that every move could become tomorrow's headline. By the end of the week, Melly had reportedly reached a breaking point. Exhausted, paranoid, and emotionally raw, he allegedly called a private strategy meeting with his entire inner circle. "This stops now," he allegedly said. "We control the narrative, or the narrative controls us." Loyalty was tested, trust broken, and now we move. Allegedly, friends debated tactics, weighing public statements, music releases, and even legal strategies. Every option carried risk, Every choice could ignite a new scandal, and every ally was now part of a high-stakes game where the rules were constantly shifting. Allegedly, a final twist came in the form of a leaked audio clip, one that Melly allegedly recorded himself, meant to be private. The clip surfaced online, and fans immediately speculated that it contained a confession, a warning, or a coded message to someone in his inner circle. Social media exploded. "This is insane," one fan tweeted. "It's like watching a real-life thriller." Allegedly, Melly had anticipated the leak, recording it as both a defensive move and a psychological strategy against anyone plotting against him. Sources claim the streets were literally on fire. Fans, rivals, media, and associates were all entangled in a web of drama, betrayal, and paranoia. Allegedly, Melly had managed to regain partial control by releasing a surprise snippet of new music that addressed the leaked footage, his anger, and his loyalty being tested. Fans went wild, debating every lyric, dissecting every frame of the music video, and speculating about what was real and what was fabricated. The frenzy had reached a point where no one could tell truth from rumor, reality from dramatization. YNW Melly allegedly stood at the center of a storm he didn't ask for but couldn't escape. His friend had betrayed him, rivals had plotted against him, fans and media were dissecting every move, and every decision he made carried high stakes. Sources say that even those closest to him were unsure of his next step: revenge, reconciliation, or an explosive public response. Every angle of the chaos, from street reactions to viral clips to courtroom speculation, had converged into one massive, unstoppable wave. The question on everyone's mind was the same. What happens next when loyalty is shattered, secrets are exposed, and a man at the center of it all refuses to back down? And, allegedly, the answer wasn't coming quietly. The storm surrounding YNW Melly wasn't slowing down, it was evolving, twisting, and threatening to consume everything in its path. Allegedly, the leaked footage, the so-called betrayal by a friend, the rival rappers gloating in the background, it was all a powder keg, and Melly was standing right in the center. Sources say he hadn't slept in days, moving like a man caught between paranoia and strategy, his mind racing with every possible outcome. The streets were talking, fans were obsessed, and social media was a non-stop carousel of theories, reactions, and conspiracy threads. Every notification was a potential bombshell. Every comment, every repost felt like a judge waiting to pass sentence. Allegedly, Melly's closest allies were warning him, pleading for calm, but he refused to sit still. "I can't let them control the story," he allegedly told one confidant, voice tight with rage and determination. Allegedly, Melly's family had become both anchors and alarm bells. They begged him to slow down, to consider the legal implications, to think about the future, but the pressure was unbearable. Every move, every step, every word he said could be twisted, used against him, or go viral in a matter of minutes. Friends reportedly whispered about who could be trusted, while rivals and fans alike flooded online with posts meant to provoke, confuse, or manipulate. Allegedly, one friend even suggested that the leak might have been orchestrated by someone inside his circle, a betrayal so deep it left Melly questioning everything he thought he knew. Meanwhile, the rival rapper's diss track allegedly hit the internet, igniting another wave of chaos. Fans instantly dissected every lyric, every ad-lib, every subtle jab. Some said it was a direct attack on Melly's credibility. Others insisted it was all part of a calculated setup to frame him as unstable. Social media exploded. Allegedly, hashtags like #MellyMeltdown, #footage-drama, and #who-leaked-it trended worldwide. Every fan, influencer, and street commentator wanted a piece of the action. Sources claim that even journalists covering the story admitted it was unlike anything they'd seen before, part courtroom drama, part thriller, part social experiment. Amidst this, Melly allegedly retreated to a hidden studio for hours at a time, recording, venting, and plotting. Sources say the sessions were intense, emotional, and raw, capturing every ounce of anger, fear, and betrayal he felt. Friends watched in silence as he poured his emotions into bars that would later leak in snippets, leaving fans and rivals alike dissecting every word. "This is bigger than music now," one insider allegedly said. "This is about control, about loyalty, about survival." The friend who leaked the footage reportedly became an even bigger enigma. Allegedly, secret messages, cryptic posts, and whispered threats surfaced online. fueling endless speculation. Was he working alone? Was he being manipulated by rival rappers? Was the leak actually a calculated move by Melly himself to test loyalty? Fans debated for hours, making videos, compiling timelines, and crafting conspiracy threads that often contradicted each other. The frenzy became so intense that even law enforcement allegedly took notice, trying to monitor the online narrative to see if it spilled into real-world violence. Allegedly, a second confrontation took place between Melly and the friend. This time, it was arranged in a more controlled environment, though the tension was reportedly unbearable. "Do you realize what you've done?" Melly allegedly shouted, voice quivering with both fury and desperation. The friend's reply, sources say, was chilling. "I had to. You'll see why soon." Allegedly, the meeting ended without resolution, but the psychological impact on Melly was profound. He reportedly left shaken, paranoid, and convinced that the chaos wasn't finished yet. As the drama escalated, the media frenzy intensified. Allegedly, outlets began reporting on alleged court implications, potential lawsuits, and the risk of the footage influencing ongoing investigations. Fans online dissected every claim, spreading inside information, some authentic, some fabricated, all contributing to a sense of hysteria. Allegedly, Melly's legal team scrambled to manage the fallout, drafting statements, issuing takedowns, and trying to anticipate the next leak. But the internet was relentless, and every attempt to control the narrative seemed to generate even more chaos. Allegedly, the streets themselves became a stage for the drama. Fans and onlookers gathered outside Melly's neighborhood, chanting, filming, and speculating. Cars drove by with music blasting clips of alleged leaked footage, while influencers streamed live, claiming they had exclusive updates that often turned out to be false or misleading. Sources say Melly's paranoia increased daily, convinced that every person in his vicinity could be an informant, a spy, or a rival waiting to strike. Loyalty had been tested, and the cracks in his inner circle were widening. Amid this chaos, sources claim Melly allegedly devised a plan to regain control of the narrative completely. Secret recording sessions, hidden meetings with confidants, and encrypted phone calls all allegedly played a role. He reportedly considered releasing a full response, an album, a music video, or even a public statement to confront both the leak and the rival rapper. Allegedly, every lyric, every visual, every line would be loaded with meaning, designed to address betrayal, fear, and survival, while simultaneously proving he remained untouchable. But the tension didn't stop there. Allegedly, a new piece of leaked audio emerged, allegedly showing Melly discussing the footage and hinting at the next move. Fans immediately went wild. "It's giving confession and warning," one viral tweet read. "The streets are burning, and he's not even done yet." Every second online became a battleground for speculation. Allegedly, Melly's enemies were watching, hoping to anticipate his next move, while fans scrambled to interpret every word, tone, and pause. Sources claim the climax came when Melly allegedly convened an all-out strategy meeting with his inner circle, lawyers, and trusted friends. Every angle was considered: music releases, social media control, street-level influence, and potential public appearances. "We either control the story or the story controls us," he allegedly declared, voice cutting through the tension like a blade. The meeting reportedly lasted hours, with debates, accusations, and plans volleyed back and forth. Allegedly, one friend even whispered about a potential double cross, and Melly's eyes reportedly narrowed, scanning every face for loyalty. The final layer of suspense allegedly came from the streets themselves. Fans speculated that Melly might release the footage himself, twist the narrative, or even confront the friend publicly. Social media exploded with every possible scenario. Allegedly, rival rappers posted cryptic lines online, teasing the final chapter, while influencers promised exclusive reactions that often turned out to be fake. The internet was a pressure cooker, and every notification was a potential explosion. And yet, despite the chaos, one thing was clear: YNW Melly had survived the initial fallout and was ready for the next wave. Allegedly, he had regained some control, using music, strategy, and street influence to manage the narrative, but the tension was far from over. Every fan, every rival, every media outlet was watching, waiting for the next move, and no one could predict what would happen next. Loyalty had been tested, betrayal had been revealed, and the streets had been set on fire. So here's the question that hangs over it all. Do you think this release was real? Was it a setup, a staged viral event, or the work of someone trying to destroy YNW Melly? Who is really behind the leak, and what will happen when the next twist drops? Fans are theorizing, streets are talking, and the internet is exploding. Allegedly, the next move could change everything. Smash that like button. Subscribe for and drop your hottest theory in the comments. Because in a story this wild, the next twist could come at any moment, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Loyalty has been tested, friendships have been shattered, and the world is watching. Allegedly, the streets are about to witness something none of us saw coming.